Okay, so it's almost 4:30 in the morning. I cannot sleep. I'm exhausted, but I have a lot of insomnia tonight, and it has to do with like the trauma that I'm going through right now. And I said I would describe why I found that picture that has all those words and it has insomnia at the top of it. And this is like flashbacks and triggers and stuff like that. I've even taken sleep medicine and I still can't sleep. But like I just have a lot on my mind. Just going through this divorce with David is so hard because he's the one who caused it, but he takes no responsibility in it. Like, he takes no responsibility for all the cheating he's done. He doesn't take responsibility for the abuse that he's put me through. I mean, and we're talking like mental, emotional, physical, verbal, all of it. Like, he just doesn't take responsibility for it. But this whole thing is just causing like just tons of grief and sorrow and just a lot of emotions in me. But what I'm hanging on to right now is the other night, I was going through some of my old journals that I found, and in these journals, I found cards in there from David, and I made the mistake of reading them. I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have just tossed them to begin with, and I've torn them up and threw them away. Like, they're no longer around. But I read them, and there were a lot of like loving, sweet, kind words that he put in these cards to me. But now, like, I don't believe any of it. I don't believe a word of what he said. And part of me, I'm like, I just want to ask him and say, what is the truth and what is the lie? And I'm not going to, because he doesn't want to talk about anything. He just wants to sweep it under the carpet and pretend like this doesn't exist, even though we're going through it. But that's what I have on my mind right now. It's like, I found these cards, I read them, and again, I shouldn't have read them. Like, that was detrimental to me, actually. Because it just like, I have my good days and I have my bad days. And ever since I found these cards, like, 2 nights ago, I think it was, like, it has just been, like, torture in my head. And again, I should not have read them. I should have just torn them right up and thrown them right away, but I didn't, because I was like, I was, curious, because I haven't read, I haven't read them in a long time, like years. But yeah, that's why I found that picture, because I was like, well, I have really bad insomnia, and like, I have PTSD from 5 years ago when David cheated on me and I turned him in and he went to jail for it. And so it's like the PTSD because of him, like, it just is continuing. It's like this vicious cycle I can't get out of. Eventually, I need to start going to a therapist and getting help. And I know that will help me out a lot. But until then, until I can afford it, because therapy is so expensive, Um, but yeah, it's just a vicious cycle I can't get out of with him right now, and like the divorce papers are filed, and he did tell me, I got what I wanted. I didn't get anything of what I wanted. Like, if I'd gotten what I wanted, my husband would never have cheated on me 5 years ago. Actually, a little more than 5 years ago. Like 5 years and 3 months, something like that. So, if I'd gotten what I wanted, I would not be in this situation with him. But, and I believe we, not just we are in this situation because I was holding him accountable for everything, and he was tired of me holding him accountable, and he just wanted to continue cheating, even though in his head he was doing nothing wrong, and it was fine, and it was just a virtual online fantasy that he was doing. But if everyone had known how many times I've caught him over the last 2 years since he's been off probation, I think you all would be shocked, because the David you knew is not the David that you knew. Like, he's just completely different. He's a monster. He's so nasty. He's cold-hearted. He's super prideful. His ego has been bruised by me because I hold him accountable for the crap he does all the time. And I saw this thing that said, like, a person doesn't show who they truly are in the beginning. They show what you want to see. And I 100% believe that, because the David I married is not the David today. The David today, and this is from David, by the way, the David today is the David from before 2009, he said. He was like this really nasty, mean, vindictive, cold-hearted, angry person. And that's literally who he is. Or who he's reverted back to, or whatever you want to call it. So, and he seems to be, he's okay with that. Like, he's okay being that person, which is so sad, because the David we all knew was so sweet and kind-hearted and loving, and that's just not who he is. So, if anyone comes in contact with him, like, don't be fooled anymore. Oh, and I also saw another thing that said, like, a narcissist, because, that's what David is, 100%. He's such a narcissist. Sorry, I can't talk since it's so late and so early. But a narcissist out in public will, like, be this really kind, nice person, and then once they get behind closed doors, they are this whole other person. Like, they switch personalities, and they turn off the nice person that they were out in public, and behind closed doors with, like, whoever they're abusing or whatever, they're like this nasty person. And that's exactly David to a T. So he'll be nice and polite and sweet and kind and laughable out in public, but behind closed doors, he's just so mean, so nasty. And so I would just say, if anyone comes in contact or, like, talks to him, like, don't be fooled, because he'll deceive you 100%. Um, but yeah, so I just wanted to get on. I've been wanting to make a video for a long time. Honestly, like, because I don't feel like I really have an outlet to, I mean, like, I do have people, like, some people I could talk to, but I don't feel like I have any, and I don't want to be social right now because it's just, I'm not in a place to socialize yet. I just need to continue dealing with my emotions and dealing with my grief and getting this behind me and trying to start healing at some point. But yeah, I've wanted to talk about my feelings because there's a girl I follow on Instagram. Her handle is Haley on the Daily, and she's actually going through the exact same thing, but she's sorry, she's like 5 months into it with her husband, and they're in the middle of a divorce. And her sad thing is, like, they have kids involved, and I'm grateful I don't have kids because that would make the situation 10 times worse. And so I'm glad we don't have kids. We do have my puppy. She's the sweetest little thing ever, but yeah, I've wanted to make a video for a really long time describing my feelings about this, and I don't know, just talking about it, I guess. But yeah, insomnia is kicking my trash. I'm exhausted, but this whole thing is consuming my brain, like I said, especially the finding those cards from David, and he's such a liar. Such a liar. Like, I don't believe any of what he wrote to me in those cards, because, like, he even told me the night we split over a month ago, he said that he was done being married to me on our 10th anniversary in April. So, like, a little over two and a half months ago, something like that. So, and I even last year in August, I caught him so bad, and I threatened to kick him out last year in August, and I probably should have, that's when I should have done this, but yeah, last year in August when I threatened, he was like, I don't have anywhere to go because he has felony crime on him, and so he couldn't be approved to live anywhere without me. And he was like, yeah, I don't have anywhere to go, so I was like, okay, I threatened, I thought he would, honestly, I thought he would clean up his act and do better, but he has since proved me wrong. But I just wanted to come on here, show my feelings, and hopefully now I can go to sleep, like, talking about it. I don't know. I don't make promises I can't keep them. It's kicking my butt right now, and I hate it. I hate it so bad. But there's not much that I could do at this point. Anyways, thanks for listening to me. Maybe I'll make another video and talk more about my feelings.